Hi, welcome back to my video. This is Biology Form 4, still Chapter 12, another subtopic 12.2, Nervous System. Okay, so human nervous system made up of a network of nerve cells or neurons. So remember, nerve cells are neurons. Remember that is the same thing. So human nervous system divided into two main subsystems. Okay, the first one is the central nervous system. Okay, the first one, and the second one is the peripheral nervous system. So the first one, we go to the first one. The central nervous system, the CNS, includes brain and also spinal cord. Okay, while the peripheral nervous system, okay, consists of 12 pairs of cranial nerves and 31 pairs of spinal nerves. So we have cranial nerves and spinal nerves in peripheral nervous system. So the cranial nerves, okay, send nerve impulses from and to the brain. Okay, remember, cranial nerve send nerve impulses from and to the brain. The spinal nerves will send nerve impulses from and to the spinal cord, saraf tunjang. So this figure 12.4 show the schematic diagram showing the organizations of human nervous system. So this one is the CNS. Okay, the central nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord, saraf tunjang. Okay, and then the second subsystem, the peripheral nervous system, consists of the cranial nerve and also the spinal nerve. So remember, the cranial nerve will send the nerve impulses to and from the brain, while the spinal nerve here will send nerve impulses to and from the spinal cord. Right, so the first one, brain. This is the part of the CNS, the central nervous system. So our brain is made up of more than 100 billion neurons. Okay, so brain is the coordination and control center for humans. So there are some main components of brain. Okay, we have cerebrum, hypothalamus, pituitary gland, medulla oblongata, and the cerebellum. These are some parts of our brain. So before this, kita tahu bahawa our brain is the one that control our activities. Okay, tetapi kali ini kamu kena tahu dalam otak itu sendiri we have some main components, okay, to be studied. So we will look into detail one by one. Okay, so the first one is the cerebrum. This is the cerebrum. Di sini cerebrum. This is the largest and most complex structure present in our frontal part of our brain. Okay, the surface is folded to increase the surface area to hold more nerves. Okay, it is the center that control emotion, hearing, sight, personality, and also controlled action. So remember, controlled action. The cerebrum receives information and stimulus from the receptor, and then the information is analyzed, integrated, and correlated to produce sensory perception. The response is determined and instructions are given to the effectors. The cerebrum is also responsible for higher mental abilities such as learning, okay, memorizing, okay, linguistic skill, and also mathematics skill. Okay, next one is hypothalamus. So here, this is hypothalamus. Bahagian sini adalah hypothalamus. Okay, coordinating homeostasis. Hypothalamus will coordinate the homeostasis process. And hypothalamus is the control center that regulates our body temperature, our water balance, okay, blood pressure, senses of hunger, thirst, and also fatigue. Okay, the hypothalamus connect the nervous system to the endocrine system, okay, through pituitary gland. Pituitary gland yang di bawah dia sahaja ni. Okay, pituitary gland di sini. Okay, so hypothalamus also control the secretions of a few types of pituitary gland hormones. So we look into pituitary gland located at the base of the hypothalamus. If this is hypothalamus, at the base of the hypothalamus is the pituitary gland. This is the main gland in endocrine system. This gland secretes hormone that control the secretions of hormones by other endocrine glands. So this one is cerebellum. Okay, cerebellum maintains our body balance and coordinations of muscle contraction for our body movement. And then here, medulla oblongata, located at the anterior of the cerebellum. Okay, this is cerebellum. At the anterior of the cerebellum is our medulla oblongata. Okay, this one, medulla oblongata, control involuntary action. Okay, such as heartbeat, breathing, food digestion, vasoconstriction, blood pressure, peristalsis, vomiting, okay, sneezing, swallowing, semua yang kita tidak sedar. Okay, involuntary action adalah action yang kita tidak sedar, like our heartbeat. Kita tidak perlu untuk sedar untuk jantung berdegup, like kita breathing, kita tidak perlu sedar untuk kita breathe. Okay, food digestion also, and so on. Okay, apa sahaja involuntary action. Okay, itu adalah brain. And then second one is spinal cord. Okay, the spinal cord is contained within the vertebral column, our tulang belakang, and is surrounded by cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, this fluid will protect and supplies our spinal cord with nutrients. The spinal cord is made up of white matter and gray matter. So we look into figure 12.6. This one is gray matter. Okay, this one is white matter. Okay, the gray matter looks like a butterfly or the letter H. So nampak ni gray matter, memang bentuk dia macam H ataupun bentuk macam butterfly ya. So gray matter comprises mainly of cell bodies and is surrounded by the white matter. Okay, white matter consists of axons covered in myelin sheath and extend up and down the spinal cord. The spinal nerve extends from the spinal cord through two short branches or roots, which are dorsal root and ventral root. So look at the dorsal root. This one is dorsal root, and this one is ventral root. Okay, dorsal root, ventral root. Okay, kalau kita lihat dorsal root contains the axon of the sensory neuron that sends nerve impulses from the sensory receptor to the spinal cord, while ventral root contains the motor neuron, okay, that sends nerve impulses from the spinal cord to the effector. So kena ingat di mana, dari mana ke mana the nerve impulses are sent. Okay, so the functions of spinal cord is to process a few types of sensory information and to send responses through the motor neurons. Okay, and also control the reflex action, okay, and connect the brain with the peripheral nervous system also. Okay, so here is the structure of spinal cord with white and gray matter. Okay, this one, dorsal root ganglion here. Dorsal root ganglion. The sensory neuron cell bodies are clustered in the dorsal root ganglion. And this one is the spinal nerve. The spinal nerve contains the sensory neurons and motor neuron. So this is the motor neuron. This is the sensory neuron. Relay neuron. Okay, yang warna orange ini relay neuron, yang warna purple ini sensory neuron, red one is the motor neuron. Okay, so itu untuk CNS tadi. Ini adalah yang second one, yaitu peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system consists of somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. So somatic nervous systems regulates all controlled action, semua yang controlled action manakala autonomic nervous system controls involuntary action, such as our heartbeat, contractions of our blood vessel. Okay, so semua yang involuntary involuntary action. So the functions of peripheral nervous system is to connect the sensory receptor and effectors to the central nervous system. So itu yang kita belajar hari ini. Okay, kita ada central nervous system dengan peripheral nervous system. Okay, central nervous system ada brain dengan spinal cord, dan peripheral nervous system dia ada cranial nerves dengan spinal nerves. Okay, so that's all for today. We will continue in the next subtopic in next video. Thank you.